Blue Christmas, also known as Blood Type Blue and The Blue Stigma, is a 1978 movie from Toho Films. This movie clocks in at a little over 2 hours. The Blue Christmas song by in-movie band The Humanoids does play a ton, but also people who witness UFOs' blood also turn blue. There's a lot of times where it seems unstabilized handycams were used, and it usually just bothers me when the camera bobs around unless it adds to the scenes. Sometimes it does, such as POV shots or during chaos, but it's also used when it only hurts the scenes. Other than that though, I really enjoy the camera work and editing. The science fiction stalls for about an hour with no new information. The story is mainly just based on that conflict, so it also stalls. There are characters, but they're pretty bland and aren't enough to hold the film up. There's also conflict on whether or not and how to handle the currently non-threatening blue bloods, which treads on obvious metaphors but never goes in deeper than the surface. That's the problem. The movie is mainly a drama, but for characters that aren't interesting. Aside from the song that plays frequently in the first quarter of the movie, there's no more Christmas stuff until the final quarter, which takes place around Christmas, with trees, lights, and music included. There's one nice sequence elsewhere that sees newspaper headlines, which I normally don't like, but these are about UFOs and set against Christmas music in the background. Wonderful. Did I mention there's really no UFO scenes? Some pictures, but no real scene. Disappointing. I do really like the last 10 minutes, which is made more effective by some of the character development we sat through earlier, but still would have been good without. Honestly, I'd say skip this one or watch just the first and last half hours. Day of the Beast. A priest, a metalhead, and a TV host join forces to try to stop the birth of the Antichrist. Of course, there's obstacles. The main protagonist has figured out the time and day, midnight, Christmas Eve, but is still struggling as to where the event will take place, as well as interference from the civilians, police, gangs, and the devil himself. The movie does dip to a slower pace at points, but it still kept me watching because I just wanted to know what happens. For the most part, it's done competently, but in the last act there's a lot of effects on display. Some looking good, others not so much. It's a very distinct movie with fairly distinct characters. There's also some laughs. Aside from taking place on Christmas Eve, the festive parts include Christmas trees, decorative street lights, a TV program with many Santas, a gang member wearing a Santa hat, a mall appearance by the three wise men, and a little girl somehow mistaking the bloodied up priest and metalhead as Santa. I'd recommend this for at least one viewing. Thanks for watching.